If you are currently renting but looking to buy, when should you start looking so that you don't end up homeless after your lease ends, moving twice, or paying rent and mortgage at the same time? Hello everyone, and welcome back to Denver Boulder Living. I'm Renee Sobering, realtor with Team Sobering, and today we are discussing closing timelines. More specifically, closing timelines for those of you who are currently renting with a specific lease termination date. First things first, check your lease. Most leases will automatically renew in one way or another at the end of the term. Either it requires 60 days notice to cancel or 30 days notice to cancel, or maybe it automatically renews into month to month at a much higher rate. You need to know what your lease says before you can make any plans. Second thing is talk to your landlord. If you are renting from an individual, a good conversation can go a really long way in giving you a little bit of flexibility when you need to give notice at the end of your lease. Most buyers want to avoid the dreaded double payment, paying both a lease and a mortgage at the same time, and I completely understand, and it is possible, but I don't recommend it for a few reasons. There's almost always going to be just a little bit of overlap, and to explain this, I'm going to work backwards from the date that your lease ends. Let's assume that your lease ends on May 31st. First things first, I know it sounds tempting, but do not try to close and move in the same day. It's theoretically possible, but it will be stressful, and if closing should happen to get pushed back for any reason, you will be homeless. I usually recommend a possession date a minimum of 1 to 2 weeks before your lease ends. This gives you some time to move in slowly and possibly do things like carpet and paint before moving in. If there's more work you want to do to your new home before moving in, you'll need even more time. This extra time also gives you a buffer in case closing gets delayed for some reason, and it does happen. For this example, we're going to use 2 weeks. If we backtrack 2 weeks from May 31st, we get a possession date of May 17th. So now we have our possession date of May 17th. The question becomes, when do we need to be under contract with your new home to make that closing date happen? Most closings run between 21 and 35 days on average, some more, some less. We'll use 35 for this example. This means you need to be under contract with your new home by April 12th in order to meet your May 17th possession date. There are a couple things that could throw a wrench into this. Some sellers will ask for a post-occupancy agreement, also known as a leaseback. This allows them to stay in the home after they sell to you from 1 to 60 days to allow them to find their new home. It's up to you if you want to offer this to the seller when you offer to purchase their home. However, if you are in a competitive offer situation, refusing to offer a leaseback could make your offer a lot less appealing to the seller, and you could lose out on the property. That's up to you. If you are amenable to offering a 60-day leaseback, this changes the timeline a lot. Instead of being under contract by April 12th, you would need to be under contract by February 11th, which is getting very close now. Remember, this is the under contract date. You will also need to allow a week to several weeks to find the home you want, depending on how specific your home requirements are and what is out there and available on the market. The second thing that could throw a wrench into plans is, for instance, if you find something unexpected on an inspection and you end up having to cancel the contract. If this is the case, you go back out to look at homes again and start the whole process over, which of course takes time. This is why I recommend starting your home search sooner than later when you are renting. It's better to have some overlap than to run out of time and have nowhere to live at the end of things. If you are starting to feel just a little bit anxious and nervous and overwhelmed about all of these dates and deadlines, just relax. Give me a call, shoot me a text. Navigating the minefield of dates and deadlines is my specialty, and it's my job, and I'm here to help you figure out the best solution for you. Depending on your situation, we may decide not to offer a leaseback. We may try to get the seller to agree to a longer closing, or we may talk to your landlord about going month to month or getting a little more flexibility on your lease termination date. We might discuss options that would make you a cash buyer to help you get under contract more easily with the home you want. And we'll discuss whether it's better for you to close at the beginning of the month or the end of the month, either to delay mortgage payments or to minimize closing costs. I'm here to make this process as smooth as possible. So if you are currently renting and looking to purchase a home, contact me today. Let's work together to figure out the best strategy for you. Thank you so much for joining me today for our discussion on closing timelines for renters. I'm Renee Sobering of Team Sobering and Denver Boulder Living. Have a great day.